Hello, my name's Cassie Malone, and today I wanted to provide my future educators with some tips about how to go about their experience with being successful in a classroom. So, a brief overview of some of the points I wanted to hit was creating a positive classroom environment, classroom management, tips for motivating students, acknowledging diversity, and utilizing assessments. So, when creating a positive environment, the number one priority should be creating comfortability for students who are entering our classroom. We want this to be a safe space for them to kind of retreat to. So our classroom might be the one place where they begin to feel comfortable, whether it's the only place where they feel safe. They might have a difficult home environment, or we just want them to know that we're there to help them with assignments. They might have questions that they don't feel comfortable asking about with other teachers, such as with a math problem and things like that. And it encourages better communication. So a student might communicate where they're struggling with their assignments or where they are not getting a great understanding of the lessons that we're providing. They might also communicate about outside of school activities and um, be able to connect with their teacher a little bit better. This also encourages more motivation within the classroom. Um, when they are comfortable, they feel a little bit more motivated to come to class, which in turn allows them to become more motivated because they want to be there, and that encourages them to learn more. So, some things about classroom management, it's extremely important. It makes sure that the classroom is not in complete shambles. It allows the teacher and or students to create an environment that works best for them. So it is up to you to figure out what works best for you and your classroom. Two of the main approaches are permissive and authoritarian. A permissive approach means that you and your students are on the same level, um, and you guys can work together to figure out um, how to go about working in the classroom. You and your students are equals, and it's almost as if these students are allowed to make more choices within the classroom, whereas an authoritarian position means that the teacher is in charge, and that is that. Um, she makes the rules, and she does the lessons, and it is her classroom. You do what the teacher says. Um, it is really up to you to figure out what works best for you and your students. Your students might want to have more of a say, or they would rather have more leadership in the classroom from their teacher. Um, there, the use of reward systems is also extremely useful within a classroom. They would like to see some sort of reward in order to draw more focus into the class. They might want candy or more outside time or homework passes. Things like that is a great way to help manage your classroom. Also, some things to focus on is desk arrangement and decorations and displays. When you arrange desks in a classroom, you are establishing how you would like to conduct your class. If you put them in rows, they're more likely to pay attention to the front of the class and get their work done. Whereas if you put them in clusters or into more rounded seating arrangements, it allows for more collaboration and more discussions. If you put them in clusters, they will discuss with their table mates about different assignments and work together collaboratively. If you put them in one large circle, it allows greater large group discussions and better debates. And decorations and displays, allowing them to have enough room to put up their own choices of things that they create, allows them to be more motivated in the classroom as well. And it causes less distractions if you do not have every single wall completely covered from ceiling to floor. Also, establishing routines allows students to know what's coming up next, so they're not constantly wondering when lunch is, when recess is. It also allows them to know if they have a daily job, such as checking the weather, holding the door, being the line leader. It helps manage the students a lot better. And then some tips for motivating students. When I was conducting one of my field experiences, I realized that words of encouragement can be so useful in the classroom. Just hearing words like, you're doing a great job, um, keep going, things like that can help a student continue to work towards finishing assignments. They feel like they're doing a great job on their assignments, and it allows them to feel better about themselves. Also, using operant conditioning allows you to use rewards and punishments for certain behaviors. So, if there is a desirable behavior that you would like to encourage, you could use rewards such as candy, um, homework passes, things like that, to motivate that behavior. That's a great way of using operant conditioning. And then also if you have a undesirable behavior, such as blurting out answers, not treating classmates very kindly, certain punishments such as taking away recess time, silent lunch, are great ways to motivate students to no longer use that behavior. And then also setting goals can be super beneficial in this area as well. When they set goals, they have something to look forward to. Um, they are working towards something daily. And then once they reach that goal, they're able to set another goal. And they can see the progress they're making, which motivates them even more. Acknowledging diversity is something that a lot of teachers choose not to notice. However, it does exist, so it is super beneficial to just go ahead and acknowledge it. Students should acknowledge it early so you can go ahead and nip some of the negative behaviors associated with diversity. It allows students to celebrate their differences and recognize that just because someone is different from me doesn't mean that they are bad. Um, they are able to um, compare their differences and gain different worldviews. It's also important to acknowledge diversity due to the achievement gap. When looking at a majority of the minorities, there are certain expectations when it comes to how they will achieve, and recognizing a lot of the difficulties that come along with being a part of diversity is important to go ahead and recognize so you can um, be able to work towards making sure that that student has the best opportunity possible to succeed. Because the whole goal for us as educators is to make sure that our students have the best chance of success possible. Another major thing that I noticed when conducting my field field experiences was how to utilize assessments. So there are two main types of assessments, informal and formal. Informal focuses on a student's personal progress, whereas formal assignments see their placement when it comes to standards. It's very easy to use informal assignments to see where they will place on formal assignments. So you can use these informal assignments to help gauge a student's understanding of the content that they are being provided with. Um, you can continue to use these to make sure that they are understanding so they will perform well on formal assignments. Um, and you can also use both of these to construct your future lessons. Um, so if they are struggling in a certain area, you might learn to spend more time on a certain topic that the previous year had struggled with, and you're able to just gather a lot more data about um, what lands and what doesn't with students. All right, and that was all the tips I had for you guys, but just some things to remember is that no teacher is perfect. We're all here, we're all learning, and we're just all here to make an impact on children's lives, and we're teaching the future. So as long as you have a good head on your shoulders and you have the want and need to make sure that these children are learning and uh, learning how to navigate the world, I think you will continue to do great in this field and you will make a major impact on these students. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.